Cyber attacks are on the rise, with hackers constantly seeking vulnerabilities to exploit, whether it's personal information, financial data, or critical infrastructure. No one is immune to the threats of the digital age. That's where cybersecurity comes in. Grace Self IT Solutions can help you develop a career in cybersecurity and in six figures without necessarily having any technical background. Join us as we journey through this path together on our YouTube channel, Grace Self IT Solutions. For more information, contact +1571 365 1251.
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Eric Obin from Grace Self IT Solutions. If today is your first time on this channel, I highly recommend you subscribe to our channel and also click on the notification bell so that anytime we drop any new video, you'll be notified and follow through what we are doing. Now let's get into it. We are continuing our studies on how to pass the Cgrc exams, formerly known as the CAP exams. And we've said in our previous videos that in order to pass these exams, you must know the 7 steps of the RMF, which is the prepare step, the categorization step, the select step, the implement step, the assessment step, authorization step, and the continuous monitoring. So in our previous videos, we've dealt with all the steps, and we are now on the assessment step. And on the assessment step, we've covered all the tasks. We said that the assessment step has 6 tasks, and we've covered all. Today is the 6th one that we want to look at, and the 6th one is the plan of action and milestones. Therefore, if you want to catch up with what we've tackled so far, I highly encourage you to go back to our previous videos. Go to YouTube, go and search for Grace Self IT Solutions. We have all the tasks taken care of so that we can be on the same page. So today, I want to look at the last task under the assessment step, which is plan of action and milestones. Plan of actions and milestone. Plan of action and milestone. So now let's look at the primary responsibilities under this task. So we want to look at the system owner, the common control provider. So for the sake of the exams, and I have said in our previous videos that you have to know the stakeholders under each of the tasks in every step. So this has 6 tasks, and under each of the tasks, we are looking at each of the stakeholders. So you realize that from what we've covered so far under the assessment step, the system owner and the common control provider runs through in all the tasks. In fact, if you are in the exams room and you don't remember anything at all, what should come into your mind? If you are even confused and you don't know what to choose, so far as the task is concerned, just remember system owner and common control provider. In fact, it repeats itself almost, let's say 80%, if I would say. Yes, the common control provider and the system owner, at least if you don't know anything or you are confused, these 2 tasks should be the ones to choose in order to move on. All right. So we are saying that, again, the primary responsibilities here are the system owner and the common control provider. Now, let's look at the publications here. Now, the publications under the point, plan of action and milestones, are the NIST publication 853 revision 5. Then there's also CA5 800-171. I would suggest if you can probably take a look at this, and it will help you, as well as the SDLC, which is implementation assessment. Also, please again, you have to know each of the SDL under each of the texts, under each of the steps. I beg your pardon. Know them. It's a must know. Familiarize yourself with them. That will really help you. When it comes to the prepare, what SDL step is that? When it comes to categorization, what are we looking at? Make sure you know them. It is very important. Now, let's get into it again. What is Poa&M? What is plan of action and milestones? It describes the actions that are planned to correct deficiencies in the controls identified during assessment of the controls and during continuous monitoring. So if you look at this, there are two things that I want you to pay attention to. One is during assessment of the controls and during continuous monitoring. So if I'm to put down some notes, I will underline those statements. During assessment of the controls and during continuous monitoring. Why is this important? Now, during the continuous monitoring, we continue to update the Poa&M when a control is either mitigated or closed. So it's a continuous activity. So once we are done with the assessment, we identify the deficiencies, we come out with how to correct. It's a plan that is put in place to correct all those deficiencies that were identified during the assessment when the controls were assessed. So again, it describes the actions that are planned to correct. So something that is put in place to correct deficiencies in the controls identified during assessment of the controls and during continuous monitoring. It is included as part of the authorization package. Remember, we said that during the authorization package, there are items that are put together and given to the authorizing official. We said one of them is the SSP, 2, the assessment report, 3, Poa&M is one of them, 4, executive summary, and also any artifacts which is being requested by the authorizing official. So Poa&M is very, very important. You have to include them and give it to the authorizing official for the official to either accept the regs or to accept it to operate or to deny it. Therefore, you don't want to joke with a Poa&M. Now, let's move on. So the next thing we want to look at is that it is mandated by FISMA of 2002 as a correct, which means it is compulsory action plan for tracking and planning the resolution of information security weakness. It is to track every weakness within the system. Let me take it back. It is to track every weakness within the system with an action. So it's like, I've identified this issue. How am I mitigating it? How am I correcting it? How am I solving it? So it's a lay down procedure. It's a lay down plan which is put together by the system owner and a common control provider to take care of the deficiencies that have been identified. Now, the next one I want to look at is that the details of the Poa&M. So what are the details? What should we look out for when we take a Poa&M? 1, the task to be accomplished with a recommendation for completion before and after system authorization. It is a recommendation. So when I take a Poa&M, let's say I'm the authorizing official. If you submit all this document for me to accept the system to operate, I just have to look at it. Okay, when assessment was done, we're able to identify, we've agreed that this are the deficiencies that were identified. Now, what are the plans that you've put in place to rectify them? Remember, we said in our previous videos that when it comes to the remediation action, there are some actions that are taken immediately when we identify. Some of the controls can easily be fixed. So if those can easily be fixed, we'll go ahead and take care of them. But those that cannot be fixed immediately, then we sit down and we'll come up with a plan. And that is what we are talking about here, of how these are going to be taken care of even now or in the future. So we say again that resources required to accomplish the task. What am I going to use? The money even involved in taking care of. Miles established to meet the task. In other words, when we say mouse, we mean that if there is any deficiency in a control, how long will it take to resolve that issue? How long is it going to take us? It depends on the risks associated with that control, whether it's being high, low, or medium. We shall look at that. The scheduled completion date for the mouse and the task. So one, tasks to be accomplished with a recommendation for completion before or after system authorization, resources required to accomplish the task, miles, how many days, how long will it take, established to meet the task, then the scheduled completion date for the milestone. So if the authorizing official picks this document, there should be indications in each of this to tell us that this is going to take us this and that complete this. So there has to be a date. So when you look at the issue and the system owner or the common control provider feels that this would not be done immediately due to the available resources at hand, then that has to be indicated. So if that is indicated and given to the authorizing official, then it's up to the authorizing official to decide that this is what is being written in the plan of action and milestone. Is it acceptable? Can I still accept the system, the information system to operate, or looking at what I have in front of me, I cannot? Then the authorizing official will then take a decision on that. So let's continue. Now the process. You identify the weakness, determine the resources and necessary funds required. It involves money. Assign a scheduled completion date. So if it is a high risk, if the system is at a high risk, then it is recommended that it's been given 30 days to fix it. If it is a medium, we take 60 or 90 days. And if it's low risk, it takes 180 days. That is the completion date when it is scheduled to complete. Then you execute the corrective action plan, verify weakness, completion, accept the risks when applicable. That is when nothing can be done. Now, some of the risks, you can't do anything about it. You know, as I said, maybe we don't have enough resources to even take care of it. Or maybe at this moment, there's nothing that can be done. So maybe the authorizing official will look at it and say that, okay, even though there's nothing that can be done about this, I have accepted risks. If you have accepted risks, then that you do not have to include that, you know, because it's already accepted. I mean, the authorizing official knows about it, but that has to be taken. I mean, that decision would have to be taken by the authorizing official. He has the sole responsibility to accept risks. The plan of action and milestone is reviewed by the authorizing official to ensure there is an agreement with the recommendation actions planned to correct identified deficiencies. It is subsequently used to monitor progress in completing the action. Remember, I said that. Plan of action and milestones entries are not necessary when deficiencies are accepted by the authorizing official as residual risks. Now, residual risks are the risks left after all controls have been applied. Let's say that in assessment, we identified that there were certain deficiencies in the control. Everything has been applied, but still, yeah, then we just accept it. So that is called residual risks. Residual risks are the risks that is left over after all controls have been applied. That is residual risks. So let's look at how the template look like. So if you look at the template right in front of you, we have the Poa&M ID, we have the creation date, we have the weakness name. So you just put that here. Weakness description, severity level, that is low, moderate, high. Remember we said it. Point of contact, schedule completion date, milestones, changes of milestones, source of weakness, actual completion date, then comments. So this would have to be filled everything nicely and given to the authorizing official together with the SSP, the assessment report, then executive summary, then other requested document. If the authorizing official deem it necessary that he needs to have it, then you go ahead and provide that as well. Now, in summary, what are we looking at? We are saying that Poa&M is a key document in the authorization package, as well as part of the continuous monitoring activities of the information system. It identifies known weakness and security deficiency and describes plan activities to correct them. Plan activities to correct them. So if you go to the exams room and they have a list and they ask you which of this document is necessary as part of the authorization package, what would you have to choose? Remember, we said Poa&M is one of them. So Poa&M is one of them. Don't forget about it. It's very, very important so far as the authorization package is concerned. So Poa&M is important. SSP is important. Assessment report is important. Executive summary is important. Then any requested artifact that is going to be requested by the authorization official. So don't forget the primary responsibilities here. We said it is the common control provider and the system owner. Common control provider, the system owner, don't forget. Also, we said that it is part of the authorization package. Don't forget about it. Why is it necessary for Poa&M? We've also talked about that as well. So in summary, this is all that we need to know so far as the assessment step is concerned. So again, let's run through the tasks under the assessment step. We have the assessor selection, that is the first. We have the assessment plan, second, control assessment, assessment report, remediation actions, plan of actions, and milestone. Plan of action and milestone. So when you go to the exams room again, and they ask you what is the task that follows after the assessment report, don't go straight and choose plan of action and milestone. No, the answer should be remediation action. So remediation action comes, then we do plan of action and milestone. Plan of action and milestone. Plan of action and milestone. I hope this video will really help you as you prepare for the exams. And I'll see you again in the next video. Again, I'm your tutor, Eric Oben, and I highly encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel to help us grow as we put together more videos to prepare you for the exams. Bye and bye and bye for now.
Cyber attacks are on the rise, with hackers constantly seeking vulnerabilities to exploit, whether it's personal information, financial data, or critical infrastructure. No one is immune to the threats of the digital age. That's where cybersecurity comes in. Grace Self IT Solutions can help you develop a career in cybersecurity and in 6 figures without necessarily having any technical background. Join us as we journey through this path together on our YouTube channel, Grace Self IT Solutions. For more information, contact +1571 365 1251.